This is the Moniology on Markets Uranium Sector Review for November 4th, 2018. We're going to start with looking at the various different time frames on the URA ETF. Starting with the monthly time frame, it's still consolidating here in the multi-year consolidation since 2016. It's found some support here at the 40 RSI level, which it found support multiple times before, which is a positive sign. Now looking at the weekly time frame, here again it broke down. This is a fake breakdown, false breakdown right now so far, so that's a very positive development. It still needs to break above this downtrend before any longer term uptrend actually can begin. Now looking at the daily chart, so daily, I said when we were at the 1150 level that we could probably rally to about the 1250 to 13 level, and here we are at the 1250 level right now. Let's see what happens this week. Can we break above the PPO, above the zero marker? I think it's likely that that's going to happen, but we close the week slightly below the 50 RSI. That's gonna be a point of resistance for a little while. We might pull back some to the $12 range, but ultimately I think this breaks higher and we're probably heading to retest that 1350, 1360 level, hopefully for the bulls with positive momentum. Now looking at the URA hourly, there's some developments that suggest that we are moving higher to that 1280 zone, but I am seeing a little bit of negative divergence. You're not seeing new highs on momentum, even though price has created a consecutive high. So if it can break above the 6970 level, that's a very positive sign. You're seeing PPO bounce back above that zero marker. So if it can reverse higher, PPO rather, then momentum can break to new highs. So we'll see what happens in the coming week. Now let's take a look at some of the names in the sector, starting in alphabetical order. API Energy. So this one bounced off the 50 RSI, positive development. That's a very good risk reward entry for a long right now. Above 20 cents, this is a buy. Blue Sky Uranium. Also, it found support here at that 40 RSI level where it found support multiple times before. So long as it can hold above this level, I think we're going to make a run back towards that 20 cent zone and possibly breaking this blue downtrend line. Cameco. Cameco has some very positive signs here. It found support at the 50 RSI level. It's that same level where we broke out last time, right around here. So and that represented the support. So far this is a bullish flag. I need this to break above 13 to confirm the bullish behavior of the chart. But I think the Cameco, as is reflected by the URA, is looking pretty darn good for the longer term. Here, Canalaska Uranium. Canalaska Uranium is also broke below the 50 RSI level, but it's now curling back above that. Has a very positive hammer pattern right now in the last week here. So I think that we're going to see a nice run here. Let's see if this can break 30 and make a run towards 40 in the next week. Deep Yellow, another one that had a nice pullback, but is finding support here around that 50 level, and I expect it to make a nice run if it can break here. Denison Mines, another one, found support at the 50 RSI level. Although it pulled back from its nice pop at 64, I think that ultimately this is gonna run higher if this 52 level can hold, and I think it will. Encore Energy, it's been one of the strongest names in this particular space over the last couple of months. It found very strong support after the pullback at 11 cents and is moving higher. I like this, and I think if it breaks 14, this can make a very, very strong move higher towards probably the 20 cent range. Energy Fuels found support at the 50 level here. It had a very nice strong pattern here after the pullback, and now it's showing positive divergence. I think this is going to break the 200 EMA on the weekly at 379 soon and make a run towards 5. So there's some significant upside here. Fission Uranium found support at previous levels of support here around the 38 to 40 zone. Had a nice hammer pattern, and I think this is going to make a run back towards that 60 zone, likely targeting 70 in the next couple of weeks. Forces Metals, another one, 50 RSI. and this one looks very strong. I like this. At any price point above 25 cents, this looks very strong and probably heads to 10, 20, 30, 40% gains over the next couple of weeks as the uranium sector continues to build strength. Gold mining is one that owns a major uranium deposit here, and so even though it's primarily a gold mining stock, it has pulled back some, so this is something to be wary of, but it had a very nice run in the middle of the week and then pulled back. If it can hold that 60 area, then I think it rebounds and ultimately targets 120 in the next few months here. So a lot of upside on gold mining despite the last week's downturn towards the end of the week. GVX Uranium, another pullback here at the support line right here. If you just extend this line here, it found support right as one would expect it to, and now we're looking to see if we can break that 50 RSI marker. If we can, this is going to make a move towards 20, possibly hits 35 cents at some point this year. Laramide Resources, very nice support at the 50 RSI, coincides with this with a kiss off the downtrend breakout here, and now it makes a run towards 40. 40 breaks, you're going to see 60, so I really like the risk reward on this entry here. NextGen Energy, another strong candidate for a breakout towards 3. We've been saying this like a broken record with this one, but I still see, look, multiple new highs in RSI. That's a very positive sign, as you're seeing just a lot of accumulation here, and this is one of those stocks that as uranium takes off, if it does, this will see double digits. Sky Harbor, beautiful candle so far for last week. If this breaks 40, this is headed towards 60. So a lot of upside blue sky here. UEX Corp, don't see anything yet, but PPO is curling towards a break above 0, and so if this can break above 17, 18 here, the middle Bollinger Band at 16 cents, this can make a run towards 25 cents really easy. Your Energy, nice candle here, found support at previous support zones here, and so no surprise, this one looks like it's headed towards that 90-cent zone in the coming weeks, but it needs to break that 50 RSI level because there's a lot of resistance here. That's the previous point of breakdown. Uranium Energy Corp UEC found support at a very, very critical juncture, 120. That's where it broke out right over here, but it has a lot of work to do. It's got a lot of technical weakness. It needs to break above this breakout zone here in the past before I can actually look to consider getting into this position. You look to see it's got EMAs 250 above it in terms of resistance, but if it can break those areas of resistance, then it can really fly. Couple more names here on this watch list. Okay, you've got Western Uranium. I like this name. There's multiple signs that this is going to target 270 as early as next week. So this wants to run and much higher, and just this looks really good. And it pulled back some, and I mentioned in last week's video that was a very good buying point. And sure enough, we've rallied 13%, and I think the breakout's going to happen any day. Westwater Resources, the stock that just can't keep going down, but I'm mentioning that it is building higher highs in momentum. It finally broke above the 30 marker in RSI. Watch this line. If this downtrend breaks to the upside above that 35-cent zone, this can make a possibly a 100% move to the upside without knowing anything about the fundamentals of the company. This one's setting up for a very nice move. Double bottom, positive divergence. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great week, and feel free to subscribe on our YouTube channel. We really appreciate all the support. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers, so any retweet and reshare is very much appreciated. Thank you, and have a great week.